and welcome to this episode of the Corporate Escapists TV show and podcast. I am your host, Christine Innes, and I'm really excited to have our guest, Phil Charlton, joining us today. So welcome and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Christine, for letting me come on.
I'm so excited because we're going to have a lot to talk about, and I know that we have actually a lot in common, especially with health journeys as well, that we're going to be able to talk a lot about and really share with people. But before we dive in deep, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself and, you know, what you're doing to help other people?
Sure. I'm Phil Charlton. I'm a behavioural change specialist and a transformational coach. My journey has started many years ago, but it's only in the last few years that it's all sort of come together in the coaching sort of field. I was visiting my doctor and I was a little bit rotund, as they say, and he looked at me and he said, "You don't do something about your weight, Phil, guess what? You're going to end up with some diabetes, high blood pressure," which I already had, and the usual sort of stories that go with that, you know, cholesterol, etc. And I walked out of there feeling quite despondent, and because life was being really good to me anyway. But I took his advice and very seriously, because my father had passed away from heart disease. And the last thing that I wanted was something to take me out, as they say. So I started studying how to lose weight, because people and myself have lost weight and then poured it back on. And I'm thinking, why is this happening? Why? And so I did some research, started delving into it. And it all boils down to, would you believe, mindset. It has absolutely nothing to do with, would you believe, diets. It all boils down to your mindset, how you think, how you see yourself. And so that's where it all sort of started. So I did deeper research and found by doing very small, simple steps, including a lot of mindset thinking and visualization, and of course, eating healthy. There is no way you can get a better diet, but to eat actual healthy food, get away from the pizzas and those sorts of things, to which is what I've done. I now eat most days 5 rainbow vegetables, and I have 2 fruits, lots of water with, I've jumped a bit, meat, because I'm still a meat eater, but I do, other people may not want to do that and just eat proteins, special proteins, etc. But my journey includes actually walking, and that is the biggest component of the weight reduction program, is building up your walk.
Yeah.
You get to about 10,000 steps every single day, not 2 or 3 times a week. It has to be. And I've dropped my weight from around the 100 kilo mark, and I'm just sitting just a little bit below 79 kilos at the moment. And I wish to go a little bit more, but not too much more.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very healthy and very happy with my journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like one of the things that we do forget sometimes, we do need to go back to some of these basic things. And, you know, the walking, it's, you know, we don't have to do all strenuous exercises. But like you're talking about the mindset, and I just know with, you know, people that I work with, especially like when it comes to business, everyone thinks that its business strategy is so important, but your mindset is the key, and it's the key to everything in life, because if that's not right, and if we're not thinking those healthy thoughts, how can we then be healthy ourselves?
That is so very true. Research has found that, especially in the transformational field, that your success in life boils down to 95% mindset and then 5% action.
Yeah.
So it's what you're thinking and how you think drives you to reach your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And is this a lot what you teach your clients now, which is the key part of the mindset to get them in, that healthy way of thinking as well?
Yep, for sure. I do a 4-week training course where we delve very deep into, one, why have you put the weight on? What is the surrounding thoughts to that point? Then we delve into developing the new mindset of what is exactly you want. Every person has different ideas, and then we teach them how to visualize their want. And then, of course, go into, you do need to do things. Action, you have to take action, and hence is eating healthy, and of course the exercise. And we sort of go into that in quite detail over the 4-week period, and then I follow up with 3-month, twice-a-month sessions where we have Q&As. People might get stuck, which is understandable because you're changing your habits, and we delve into what's causing the stick. How can we then move forward from that?
Yeah. And do you find that, you talked, the why, the why in their life, how key is that to people as well, having like that purpose for them to actually look forward to?
That is the number one requirement. If you have a why or a desire or a want, then nothing will occur because there's nothing driving you. It's that, as they say, what is making you get out of bed in the morning?
Yeah. And
if you don't have some sort of driving force, then you just won't get out of bed. Hence, do anything. Hence, you stay as you are. And as they say, what is that costing you in your family, your relationships, and all those sorts of things as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And did you find that along with your journey that your why in your life changed and, really started to amplify even more to be able to help you along your journey?
Oh, very much so. Part of it was family, of course, and my own personal drive was the fact that my father had passed away from health disease. I didn't want to go down that path. So that was one of the many driving factors that brought my whole why together. And I'm now living, it's been a journey of about 2.5 years now, a very, very happy and healthy and a wealthy lifestyle. Loving life.
Yeah, and I think it's really key. So like for everyone who is listening that, I guess we focus just on one aspect. And I always say to people that, there's multifacets that we actually have to focus on for us to have a really well-rounded life. And it's not just always finances. Like for us to be wealthy, we need to actually be happy as well. And when that happiness comes from within and you have your purpose, you have that driving factor, the actual wealth comes, and it's not just financial wealth. There's so much other wealth that we get, and that is that enjoyment in life that we have.
Yeah. Well, we've been blessed with a brand new she's not brand new now. She's about 14 months old granddaughter. 2.5 years ago, there's no way in the world I would have been able to have kept up with her. But today, she's a handful, as a 14-month-old is.
I have a 14-month-old grandson, so I totally get it. So, it's one of those things that, when things change in our lives, we also have to do that internal reflection back in to say, well, what is our purpose? So I always say to people that you need to check back in multiple times in the year because your why will change, your purpose will change. And that's personal growth, that if we're just staying in one position, we're not actually growing and evolving as well.
One thing that I say to my clients is on a regular basis, what is it costing you? Just in financial terms, but in other terms, like using my granddaughter as an example, the cost would have been, I couldn't keep up with her. I wouldn't be able to, or I may not have even been able to have seen her or things like that. So they're the wealthy parts of your life that are so important.
Yeah, definitely. And how are you then, like, I love the fact that you're using your personal story to be able to help other people, because that's, I think we forget the power of our own story. We forget that everybody has a story within them. It does not have to be all bad or, doom and gloom as what a lot of people think, but for you to be able to use that story now and to really help empower other people, does that also help motivate you even more as well?
Oh, yeah, very much so. I get quite excited when I start talking to people that have a weight issue and they've come to me for some sort of guidance or direction like that. And they then realise that, oh, maybe it's not quite so hard after all. All we do is work on certain aspects, and sometimes it sounds easy, but they then go, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Then, well, you don't really want the end story, do you?
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By showing them what I've done with some before photos and then after photos, and they go, oh, maybe I can do it. And I say, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, and I used to cringe. I remember the ads so well growing up. There were all the tele commercials going, well, if I can do it, you can do it. And I used to cringe at that sort of stuff because I'm thinking, oh yeah, you're just being paid to do that. But now I actually say that to my clients, similar to you. Hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. But it's also the fact that when you've owned it and you've taken that responsibility personally for what has transpired, but then that you're changing the direction of where you're going, it actually amplifies that, well, if I can do it, then you can as well, because they can see that whole, 360 that you've been able to do in your life.
Yeah, that's very true. And another thing that I add in also is that I believe in myself, and I transfer that to the people and say, look, I believe in myself, but I also believe in you, and then can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they go, someone's actually believing in me. Yes, I believe that you can do it.
Yeah.
And that's quite a powerful word.
Yeah, it really is. It's like you're giving them permission then to believe again and to have that trust and faith within themselves, but trust and faith within you as their coach.
Very, very true.
Yeah. And how do you normally work with your clients? Is it like in person? Do you do it virtually? Is there a particular process that you do when you work with them?
At the moment, because of COVID, it's all online, so it is virtual. And that's just sort of the way of the moment. But in time, one of my whys, as they say, is to actually get into group, maybe half a dozen people at a time, because that way then people can have support from peers as well as support from me. So, and that would be very nice to be able to eventually get back into real life of sessions.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that whole connection process is very important on when you go from these types of journeys as well, to seeing other people and getting that encouragement as well. And I think, right now everyone is just sort of craving some form of connection as well.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. And what are sort of, if you think about, where you've come just in the last couple of years with your business, what have been some of the biggest sort of, aha moments or even sort of goals that you've been able to achieve as well?
I've been involved in as they say, the coaching, mentoring space for many, many years. And one of these sort of aha moments is when you see someone actually achieve what they want is such a big, what's hard to describe, but inside you just feel, yes, I helped that person and done it. And that's really good. I've helped people move up sort of like the corporate ladder, or I've guided people from moving from one job into a new job as well. So, and it's all boils down to what we all started right at the beginning of this talk, mindset. Everything is pure based around mindset. So, but the feeling, the joy, the happiness that I get from seeing people get their why in life is absolutely magic. It even brings tears to the eyes.
I can completely resonate with you. Like, I feel as though like I feel like, you're the type of person that you're so fully invested in your clients as well, that you're along with the journey with them. So you're so side by side. So when they reach that pinnacle, then you're there to actually help celebrate their success as well.
Very, very much so. It's awesome. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
Look, I can completely relate. And as I said to you, like I really do admire people who take control of their story and own it, but then when they've been able to then use it to teach other people, because a lot of the times that we go along a journey in life, something happens, and I always say that we've got two options. We're going to take one road where we just stay stuck and we're just like have our own little pity party, and that can last for a day, a month, it can even last for years. Or we can go, what can we learn from it, and how can then I actually better myself? But then you go one step further, and now how can I actually better other people from what I've learned? So I really just want to say congratulations for doing that. And I really do admire you for taking that leap as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I think it's great.
An awesome journey.
It really is. And it's something that we all need to celebrate as well. And one of the key things I think in life is that we forget to celebrate. We forget to take these little moments and say, hey, this is what's happened. I need to celebrate, and learning to celebrate from within, and then to learn to celebrate with others as well.
Terrific. I agree with you 100%.
So what's next for you? Where are you heading? So what are some of the personal goals that you have, and what are some goals that you have for the business as well?
Definitely to increase the number of people that I can help in their weight loss journey, make it as exciting and as fulfilling as what I've achieved, and also help other people in other areas of their life as well, not just in the weight loss. Skill sets that I've got, I can transfer them into business or personal. As I mentioned before, I've helped people reach new jobs, new careers, etc., and things like that. So a mixture of a few events as we move forward.
And I think that it's a great combination of what you're offering too, because a lot of the times when we want to make a change, health plays an important part of it, so that we can be healthy, so then we can make the right changes as well. So, when you're healthy within your body, healthy within the mind, those decisions are actually more clearer as well for us to be able to focus on as well.
And the other thing that comes from making changes is that new changes come easier. We'll see them a lot clearer. As they say, opportunity will knock, and you'll go, hey, that looks like a good, I think I'll go for that. And then, jump in. And that's all because you've now, as you mentioned, you've got a much healthier, happier mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said to you, like, I can completely relate to all of it, because when it wasn't until the mindset for myself started to fall into place, that's when everything else started to happen. So when, you're not doing the healthy talk, or you're not setting your own personal goals and, living your own passion, then you can get caught in like a rut. It all happens to every single one of us as well.
Mm,
And I think this is what's great with having somebody like you that can coach somebody through it and take them through that journey as well.
yeah. Just, I guess we're sort of coming towards the end of our conversation here. Putting out to the people, one way of working out what you want in life, just a simple quick trick for you, is what is it that you want? And there is absolutely no restrictions to it. So if a genie came up to you and said, I'm going to grant you one wish, what? And then grab a piece of paper and a pen and just start writing down exactly what you want and how you want it. And before you know it, you'll start thinking about it a bit more and keep progressing from there. So a quick, simple trick. That's all we do to start people thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you. I think that is such a great tip that we all need, because we all need to just remember that we can dream big.
Yeah,
Because there is no limitations of where we can go. It's actually ourselves stopping so much of it.
I
So
totally
yeah.
agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I've loved chatting to you, Phil, and I really do admire again what you're doing. I'm going to pop all of the links below, how you can reach out to Phil, how you can join his coaching program as well. If you have any questions, if even you love the simple tip that he said for you to be able to write down what you would like, what you desire, and he's going to grant you that one wish, he's going to help you get it. So if you've got any questions, make sure you pop them below and reach out to Phil as well. But thank you so much, Phil, for being here today on the show.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to join you. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video, and just to remember to live life to the fullest every single day. Love and light to you all.